My name is Rachel and welcome to Ford Family Funds. I'm here today to share with you about my February budget. In my last video, I shared how I was away from YouTube for a couple weeks. I got sick and life got busy once I was better, and it took me a few weeks to get back to filming and get to the routine of things. I am here today though to finish up my February budget. It's already mid-March, so I'll have my March mid-month check-in coming up soon. But for today, I wanted to share with you some of the numbers as I finished up the month of February. I love my Happy Planner and all of the different things that it says as far as inspirational messages. So this one says, happy to be you. I am enough. I am worthy. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am smart. I believe I am. I deserve. I want to be. You do you. Real is beautiful, and so am I. So I just love the Happy Planner system for the inspirational messages that they put in their products. And I've been using Happy Planner now for a few years. And these inspirational messages just really mean a lot as I've been overcoming self-doubt and, speaking affirmations of the things that I'm striving for. If you're new to my channel, I'm a high school teacher. I'm a mama of a toddler, a wife. I have my stepson at home and a lot to juggle, many hats to put on. And I like to share here on my channel about my budgeting journey as I am paying down student loan debt, keeping my credit cards paid off every month, and saving for my first house. All right, so getting to the budget. So I have already done some of the numbers. For my system, every month, what I do is I record a grocery tracker. So I track every purchase that I make, including how much I spent, overall what I bought, how much it cost. And this is a way for me to be accountable to myself and kind of comparing then prices as I am spending money. The other thing I do is I keep track of my credit card purchases. I am debt-free on my credit cards, but I do use my credit card every month, and then I pay it off at the end of the month. Sometimes I'll make additional payments through the month. So I had already listed my expenses here and had gone through and totaled them up in my different columns for the different categories of my spending. So that is what I have actually over on this side. So going through some of these numbers as a recap, I have on my credit card spending, Facet Wealth, which is a financial company. I've hired a consulting company that works with me in my investments. And so that is $150 a month. So that did come out for the first half of February. I had planned a Chewy purchase for my cats, but that actually didn't come out until the end of the month, and the charge didn't go through until after I had closed out my budget for February. So instead of $104 as I budgeted, it was actually $0. For my gas and my tolls for February, I had budgeted $66. I had purchased gas and some tolls, and so that totaled to $84.26. Due to my vacation week, staying home on Wednesdays to work from home, and then getting sick, I didn't drive a whole lot in February. So I was able to keep that budget down. I say that, but I did add on tolls, so I was over budget from what I had put here, and that's okay. For grocery and household, I budget $500 a month. For the first half of the month, I had spent $250. And then for the second half, I had only spent $145. So I was at $395.24 for grocery household. So I was $100 under my budget. For my son, I had budgeted $30. I actually didn't spend anything for his category. For my hair appointment, I also budget $150 a month, but I didn't have a hair appointment in February, so that was also $0. For my miscellaneous budget, I had a couple transactions, so $0 was my budget, but I did purchase some cleaning supplies and some household products that we use by Norwex. And then for the second half of the month, $73.96, I had purchased some pillows for my back and my hip. I've been having some trouble with that. And I also purchased a gallon container for my water. So that way I'm able to bring a gallon of water to work. So that was $73.96. So a total of $223 over budget in my miscellaneous category. For out to eat, I didn't spend anything on the credit card. For sinking funds, I had budgeted $100, which I had put aside for gifts. It was my husband and I, our dating anniversary and Valentine's Day. I only spent $67, so I was under budget by around $30. And then down here, I also have an insurance that had come out on the credit card. So that is for my husband's life insurance, $141 that we pay quarterly. And then another small accident insurance I pay every 6 months of $15. So a total of $156.75. I had put $150 into the sinking fund account to pay for that. So most of that was covered. And then for miscellaneous, I had $11.80, which was my husband got a pair of jeans off of Amazon. I had used a gift card, but there was still some remainder there. And then for eBay, I had a fee of $7.76 that had gone on our credit card. So in total for the month, I was at $1096.33. And that was including the sinking fund purchases. So overall, I was under budget on my credit card spending. And that was great because I was able to use that extra money to pay down my student loan, to put some extra payments towards that loan. So I haven't been posting yet weekly updates. I might start doing that in the near future. But I am looking at my budget every day or every other day. I am updating my trackers. I am looking at what's in our account versus what we have projected for the next week or two. And based on that, I am making extra payments to my student loan. I have a private student loan that I'm working on paying down, paying off. It's not quite there yet, but soon it will be paid off. All right, so back on this page, this is where I have my budget. So this is similar to the setup I had shared here on my channel. And basically I went through and filled in the different categories. So this is what comes out of our checking account. So for rent, we had spent $1,600. In February, we didn't have any child support because we had paid for my stepson's wisdom teeth removal. We had our bank fee of $4.99 and my life insurance of $36.95. Our internet fee was $105.95. So all of these match our budget. Electricity though was budgeted at $86 and it increased by $21 to $107. So that is my new fixed amount. Our gas bill varies. And normally it's around $40, but in the winter months, I'm looking at $180 as a rough number. And so $179.64 was that total amount for the month of February. My Volkswagen lease, I pay $400 a month. So that was the amount that I paid. And then my Navient loan, I had budgeted $230 plus $85 for my federal loan, which is on hold right now. So really a total of $315. And with, sending some extra payments from not spending on the credit card, not going over budget, as well as finding, extra money here and there, I was able to put $585.04. And then my daycare fee normally is around $900 a month. For February, it was $780. So that also helped to offset the amount going to my student loan. For Costco, I budgeted $150. We didn't go in the month of February, so that was $0. Our household budget was budgeted at $1,000, and then the sinking fund total was $250. And for the sinking funds, it was around $224. So I had added those charges that I had shown you on this page. And then I deducted that from my total, which I have here, the $1096, and that's where I get the $847.27 for my overall household spending. Household and personal as well. My husband has his own account that he has through his business. He does his own personal spending, generally, to-go food when he's out on the road and gas. And then I cover, household expenses. I do, clothing under household, things like that. If he needs an oil change, he'll cover that on his own expenses, versus my oil change would come out of household expenses, since this is a mix of the whole house and my personal spending. Miscellaneous in our checking was $33.79. So that is also eBay fees that came out in the month of February. I had a few sales, so that was added into my account. And then for savings, that can vary. I was able to put $800 aside into our sinking fund accounts. And then for Yotta, which is our house savings account, I was able to put aside $50, which matches $12.50 a week. And then I also do pay for my husband's van. His work van is attached to our checking account rather than his business account. So it is easier to, pay his payment out of our checking. So he gives me some extra for that $500, and I rounded up to $506.94 for the month. For cash envelopes, I have $100 in total. For the month of February, I didn't spend that much out of the cash envelopes that I had. I spent $20 on a pair of jeans for myself and $12 on out to eat, so going to Dunkin' Donuts a couple times. Other than that, I didn't have any spending, so that money rolled over into our March budget, and I was able to use that money to help pay my babysitter, as well as some other smaller expenses. All right, so my last thing I want to show you guys, and in the future, I will be doing these videos as I'm going through the process, but I thought for today I would just recap what I had done. So here we have our income. So for the month of February, my husband was able to contribute $31.62, and that was a combination of some cash and money into our checking account. For my school paychecks, just about $2,500 went into the account. I get paid every 2 weeks, very dependable in the amount that I get, about $12.40 every single paycheck. PayPal, I didn't have anything, deposited there. For eBay, I did have a few sales, so that totaled $72.91. And then at school, I also got an extra $500. That was for some work I had done creating newsletters for my school. And so that money came in and I was able to put that aside into our sinking funds. As far as rollover, so in checking at the end of February, I had around $300. And in my eBay account, I had about $17, and in cash, $74. And for our savings, so this is where I'm looking at sinking funds, as well as our savings account. So in my eBay checking savings account, I have $55 about left over. In our e-fund, emergency fund, we keep $1,000. I think I'm just moving a little bit. So I apologize if this was shaking a little bit. Hopefully that fixes it. So yes, so in our emergency fund, we keep $1,000, and I did move that account, or move that money over into our Yotta account. Yotta is an app where you can save money and then earn lottery tickets for every $25. I have a link in my description, and with that, those lottery tickets, every week they have a drawing, and you could win, 25 cents, 10 cents, $50, or even up to $11 million. Just last week, I won 25 cents. So I moved that $1,000 into that account so we could have some more tickets, and that's now where it's sitting. And that's also where we have our house account. So for the end of February, we have $225.67 in that account. And how I came up with those numbers, I'll show you. Yeah. Oh, should be actually $225.03 would be $225.70. So this is where the little difference is. Should be 70 cents. All right, so I can show you where I'm keeping this. So at the end of the month, what I did is I went through my Yotta transactions, and you can see how at the start of the month I had $165.80. In interest, I had earned 3 cents. And then I had my Transfer Tuesdays come out of $12.50 every single month. So that, or every single week. So that was 4 weeks in total. I won a prize of 15 cents in the beginning of the month. And then I won another prize of 70 cents at the end of the month. I transferred my emergency fund, which was $1,000. And I moved $9.02 over as an extra deposit. So I calculated that down here. Extra was $9.02, Transfer Tuesdays $50, $1,000 to the e-fund, and then 88 cents for the winnings. And as I'm saying this out loud, I don't think one of my trackers is updated correctly, and that's okay. I'm not going to stress out too much about it. So in total, $1225.70 is where I ended for February. So $225.70 is in there for our house savings deposit. So we're a little bit closer. And then $1,000 for the emergency fund. Now my sinking funds is where I've made a lot of movement. So my sinking funds insurance, I'm up to $915.50. I've been setting goals for myself every month, and then as I reach a goal, I move on to the next goal. So currently I'm up to my June goals. I have made a lot of progress with the stimulus money, our tax refund, some extra money from my husband. So over the course of this first quarter, I've really been able to make a difference in our savings. So for insurance, looking at $915.50. For gifts, I was at $250. Vacations was at $600. My vet sinking fund for bringing my cats to the vet is at $300. We don't have anything in our camping fund yet. The car maintenance fund was at $0 at the end of February. Same for Christmas and my son's education account. And then I subtracted all of these numbers as like envelopes, but in my savings account. And what I was left with was $56.98. So that includes any rollover as well as interest I've earned in this account. So this is where all this total number comes from. So a total of $21.22.48 for the savings accounts. And then I looked at my cash envelopes. So just as at the end of the month tracking for cash envelopes that I have at home where I keep extra money in my Happy Planner book right here that has cash envelopes. So like a daycare one here, child support, a home account, and a scratch for my Volkswagen. So that's where I'm keeping extra cash. So our home account, I had actually moved $50 from that account to my spending for the start of March. So that's at $0. Child support was at $0, daycare was at $0, and the Volkswagen scratch was at $300. And then I looked at my cash envelopes, the ones that I keep for myself in my wallet. I had a $74 rollover. So that included money from February plus $50 from our home envelope. Out to eat, I did have $45, but I used that to pay my daycare. My son had gone to his daycare one day the week that we got sick. And then I didn't have anything left in my hair tip because I had used that for daycare. And then I have my debts. So just as a quick list here, it's a short list, but it is a big list. At the end of February, I owed $2,400 to my Navient student loan. My Volkswagen lease was down to $35.95. But then my big one with my federal loans was at still at $116,000. This student loan, I'm not making any payments right now because of the government, putting that all on hold due to the pandemic. Normally I would pay $85 a month, which doesn't even cover the interest. I have an income-based repayment as a school teacher. I just don't make enough income to pay this student loan. And in about 4 years from now, it should be forgiven according to the public loan service program that I apply for every year. And I get my approval letter every year and I stash it away. And in 4 years' time, hopefully this whole thing will be gone. Fingers crossed. So as that's on hold right now, I am able to take that extra money and apply it to my student loan. So I am definitely making progress on this loan. At the end of February, looking at $2,400. And I can tell you now, it is much better than that. So lastly, I total up my spending. So looking at my total credit card spending, I was able to deduct $25 because I had gotten some rewards. So that, didn't come out of my account. And then my PayPal was at $0. The checking fees were $33.79. I had made a Kohl's payment of $4 plus the eBay charges. For our savings, I was able to put in $809.02. And then for daycare, I paid $780. My Navient, $585.04. And my bills was about $29.41, and my cash of $100. So total expenses $63.20.65. And as I say this, I'm realizing my Navient number is different, right? Oh no, it's the same. I thought it was different. All right, so that does match. So just to show you too, with Navient, I did the same thing where month to month I'm tracking, I'll show you in my little happy planner book here, this notebook that I have. I'm tracking also my Navient balances. So this is where I stood at the end of January. So I had gotten it down to $29.75. I had paid $9.25 in principal, $26.11 in interest. And then for February, I had a starting balance of $29.75. I was able to make 4 weeks of payments. So consistently looking at my budget and making extra payments. $327.59 was my regular payment at the start of the month. Extra $53, an extra $102, an extra $102. And I always do a little bit extra to even out the interest. So I did a total of $575 towards principal with $10.04 towards interest and an ending balance of $2,400. So I like having these in my book so then I can look at them month to month. So this is a new thing that I'm doing that I'm really liking as part of my tracking system. So that is my update for February. I know this video was long overdue, but like I said, I had gotten sick and I had already done filming, but I decided to redo the filming, make it fresh in my mind. I appreciate you watching and coming along with me on this journey. I hope you're doing well with your budget, with your life and what's going on. I hope you're enjoying the spring. I'd love to hear in the chat, what do you do to save money? What do you do to help stretch your dollars even further? Any tips and tricks? I'd love to hear them. And stay tuned for next time. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. All right. Bye.